Hello and welcome once again to Straight Bat, where I aim to speak with a straight bat and tell you as it is. This week, I want to tell you a story from Chitrakut. Now, for those of you who haven't been to Chitrakut, let me tell you it's a holy, spiritual, religious center in the Bundelkhand region of Uttar Pradesh. Remember, legend has it that Lord Ram spent over a decade of his exile in the forests of Chitrakut. So Chitrakut has an enormous significance in Indian religious spirituality and mythology. What I'm going to tell you, though, has nothing holy about it. This is an unholy story, one which should shock and shame us all. On India Today, a few days ago, we did a story done by our correspondent Maushmi Singh and her team, which exposed how young tribal girls belonging to the local Kol tribe of Chitrakut were being sexually assaulted and paid rupees 150 to rupees 200 as daily income by the thekedars of the illegal mines of the Chitrakut area, and they were in sheer desperation. These young girls were forced by desperate families short of income to, in a way, give their bodies to the powerful in the area. Now, in normal times, a story like this would shake the system, would wake us up to the fact that while we talk of Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao, there are corners of this country where grinding poverty can drive people to doing the most desperate possible things. In normal times, the system's conscience would have been shaken enough for it to act swiftly and catch the perpetrators. But guess what happened? Within a couple of hours of our airing this story at a new show that we have, News Unlocked at 10 p.m., well past midnight, the local officials and the police arrive in this village, wake up the girls, round them up, begin questioning them. We don't know what the questioning was about. We don't know what the interrogation was about. We don't know why, in breaking all protocol, in going to the families of these girls without having any child protection officials with them. The next morning, these girls claimed that the report of their being sexually assaulted was not true. And you can see the fear and terror while they are saying this. The fact is, these very girls spoke to us at length, in detail, in graphic detail, telling us exactly what they went through on a daily basis. The DM says it's fake news. I want to ask him, are you telling me, sir, that young girls will willingly come before the camera and admit to the fact that they've been sexually assaulted? Is that what you want us to believe and stretch our intelligence? There are others, including some in the BJP's IT cell, who have gone on Twitter and attacked us and said that we were bribing the girls to speak in the manner that they did. Really? Do you really think that my correspondent Maushmi Singh would travel hundreds of kilometers in this corona period, in the lockdown period, and go to a village in Uttar Pradesh only to bribe young girls to admit on air that they've been sexually assaulted? Really, sir? Is this what we have come to as a society, as a people? we reported a story. We reported it because this is what news is supposed to be about. It's supposed to throw some sunlight on areas of darkness. And this is what we attempted to do with this story. But it appears that in this new India, every time such a story is done, it's the messenger who is shot. This is not the first time that this is happening. Every time the darker side of government programs are revealed, or the failures and inadequacies of the system which has broken are revealed. We've seen it happen with the midday meal scheme not too long ago. Now it's happening with young girls. Look, this story is not about Yogi Adityanath or about one particular government in power, because the fact is that young tribal girls in different parts of the country, not just in Chitrakut, have in the past also been subject to similar humiliation and a loss of dignity. It's the system which has broken. And the fact is that this broken system needs to be fixed. Instead of shooting the messenger, the focus should be on providing justice and dignity to these young girls to ensure that this never happens again. That's all that one asks for. Let's not reduce everything in this country to BJP versus Congress, for God's sake. You can do that in the TV studios in our shouting matches. But don't do this when the lives and dignity of young girls are at stake. That is my only plea. All I can hope is that the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights acts and acts swiftly. I know that we are all rapidly losing faith at times in these institutions and their ability to provide genuine justice. Maybe they too are part of the system. But I've been promised on air by the NCPRI chairperson that there will be action, that justice will be done, so that in the future, no young girl is sent for 150 to 200 rupees to be sexually assaulted. Remember, a large number of people who live in this area are migrant labor. They've returned to the village from the cities in lockdown times. Their desperation is acute. But no desperation should ever create a situation where young girls who are the future of this country, whether they are in Chitrakut or whether in Delhi or Mumbai or any part of the country, should be forced into doing what these young girls were forced to do. I maintain that this story is about fixing a broken system. So instead of shooting me, fix the system. Let not the holy land of Chitrakut be ever again called Naraklok.